Hey, Michelle. The deadline's tomorrow. Aren't you done yet?
Hello, Julian. Well, I've been doing all this alone because Georgie's ill. So I think I won't be done until tomorrow morning.
Ugh. Georgie is such a quitter. She just needs a bit of determination.
I'm not sure she could have avoided this. We've been pulling so many all-nighters.
When I was your age, we were working till the morning every day. It's part of your job to keep healthy if you're a professional. Don't you think so, Michelle? You have to work through the night because of Georgie.
No, I don't agree. It's just a matter of time before I get sick too.
That shouldn't happen.
We always have such tight deadlines, so I'd like to have a bit more leeway in our schedules.
You've gotten a bit more feisty these days. Who do you think is the one that hired you when you had no experience and made you who you are today?
That would be Connor, back when he was around.
What? But I'm the one who chose Connor. So it's thanks to me.
I guess you're right.
You were a lot more obedient when you were a new recruit, but now you're so full of yourself. With that attitude, you're a bad influence on the latest recruits. You should respect your boss more. You realize what'll happen if you don't listen to the CEO's son, don't you?
I'm sorry.
Now you just keep your head down and do as you're told. When you finish the PDG project, you've got another deadline approaching soon. You need to finish that one quickly too.
Understood. But can I start in the afternoon tomorrow? I have been working a lot of hours, so it'll be pretty rough to start at normal time if I head home early in the morning.
What for? It's your and Georgie's fault for being so slow with your work, isn't it?
Are you saying I shouldn't sleep?
You can work without sleep.
No, I can't. I'm supposed to be off tomorrow because I requested off anyway.
Oh, why didn't you say so? Then you can just come in the afternoon, right? If it's already decided, you don't bother asking me.
But if I don't, you'll blow up my phone with calls, Julian.
You've always got some answer for everything, don't you, Michelle? You can take the morning off, as long as you understand that you're making things harder for yourself. You're fired if you miss your next deadline because of this.
Fine. Michelle, thank you so much for yesterday. I just slept really deeply and I only just woke up. I'm so sorry. Good morning, if you can call it that. It's fine. You can rest up, Lexi. But I was so shocked yesterday when I found you sleeping on a park bench. You shouldn't sleep outside anymore. And especially not at midnight. You're right. I'm sorry. No worries. But I'm sorry I had to go to work before I could tell you. You're still at my house, right? Yeah. Thanks for everything. I'll leave soon. Wait. You said you don't have anywhere to go, right? Then you can stay at my place. Is it really all right? Letting some teenage girl you don't know stay at your house? No problem. Girls have to look out for one another. I don't think you'll do anything bad. Besides, there's nothing worth stealing there. Make yourself at home, because I'll probably be back around midnight. You can take whatever you want from the fridge. Thank you very much, Michelle. Oh, but we'd better call your parents. I think it's fine. It's not as if my dad would actually care. You said yesterday that your dad kicked you out, right? Maybe you don't want to talk about it, but could you tell me? I wish I could have asked you all this yesterday. No, I should have told you all this already. Not that you had much opportunity there, because I was so tired I went straight to sleep. I was living with my single father. My mom passed away when I was 7. He's always been a workaholic who didn't spend much time with family, but he's gotten worse. Even when he does come home, He only sees me like a housewife to do all the chores.
Right.
I worked hard at first because he was putting food on the table. When I was younger, I always made mistakes with the housework, so my dad would always complain. I looked up tips on the web to improve, but my dad never complimented or thanked me once.
No way.
He was barely giving me enough money to live on, so I started part-time work when I was 15. I wanted to be able to afford things like feminine hygiene products and underwear. But then my dad said that I shouldn't work when I wasn't even doing the household chores properly. That started an argument, and he told me to leave the house.
How much money was he giving you to live on?
$40 for everything, including food.
What? Including food? And that was monthly? How did you even survive on that?
I got free school lunch at middle school and high school. My friends would give me food they didn't finish that I'd bring home with me for dinner.
How awful, Lexi.
My father isn't someone you can reason with. He won't listen to anyone, and he never admits his faults.
Wow, that sounds exactly like my boss.
He's never raised a hand against me, but he always yells at me and intimidates me. It always felt like he was breaking me down as a person.
If you were sleeping in a park, does that mean you have no relatives or anyone else that you can rely on?
I don't. I have my granddad on my dad's side, but he's very similar to my dad, so he wouldn't help me even if I asked. Plus, he never liked my mother, so it seems like he doesn't like me either.
I see. What do you want to do from now on, Lexi? Do you want to go home?
I'm not sure. Maybe I don't want to go home, but I really don't have anywhere else to go. I want to graduate high school, so I do think I have to go home.
So if you had somewhere else to live, you wouldn't want to go home?
I guess not. I don't want to go back to my life at that house. It was really tough for me.
All right then. Let's make sure that you don't have to go back to that house again.
You can do that?
I can. Minors are protected by all sorts of laws and organizations. Actually, I was once in a similar situation to you, Lexi. My parents kicked me out, but I had no one else to rely on. So I went and found out all sorts of ways for me to survive.
I had no idea.
So can you stay up late tonight so we can talk about what to do next? I'm sorry. I'd like to speak to you right now if it wasn't for work.
I don't mind at all. Thank you for making time for my problems, even though you're so busy with work. I'll stay up and wait for you.
Yeah, that'd be great. Oh, and I left some money on the dining table, so go buy anything you need.
Michelle, I'm so touched. I can't thank you enough for helping me so much. Oh, can I use the kitchen too? I'd like to cook something for you as well.
Yeah, I'd love that. Knock yourself out. Of course, use the shower whenever you like. Feel free to wear any clothes that fit.
All right. Really, thank you for all of this.
Julian, is now a good time? I want to talk to you.
What is it? Make it snappy, because you've already wasted time by taking half a day off.
Sorry about that, but I had some urgent business to attend to. I'll go to the office soon.
Urgent business? Does that mean you had a bathroom emergency?
Please don't talk to me like that.
Aren't you slacking lately? If this continues, I might have to rethink our employee list.
I'm still meeting deadlines, and I'm making sure we're not any more behind for me taking the morning off.
Your job is to always be ready at the office when I need you. Don't give me a headache by taking time off whenever you feel like it.
I didn't just no-show. I already asked for the time off properly. It's your fault for not checking your emails, Julian.
It's not my fault. You must have sent me an email that wasn't very clear.
You need to put your company first. Read ahead and do what you need to do before you're told.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know that a simple email for a day off request could be sloppy. I'm at my wit's end here.
Wow. You really are so difficult to work with. You're too big for your boots, and you always talk back to your boss. We don't need someone like you anymore.
Is that how easily you kicked your daughter out too?
Huh? Daughter?
Actually, I didn't text you about work, but about Lexi.
Lexi.
Yes, Julian, your daughter. I was surprised too.
What are you talking about?
The other day, I found your daughter sleeping in a park, so I took her in. She was crying when she told me that her own father kicked her out of the house.
I wondered where she was. I never would have guessed that she was with you. Maybe useless people get along.
I don't care what you say about me, but should you really be calling your daughter things like useless? You've been treating her so horribly too.
So what? If you're going to take care of Lexi from now on, go right ahead. I always get home to her looking miserable, so she was just stressing me out. She's dead weight who can't even do the household chores right, but she still demands money from me.
That's because you gave her the bare minimum money to live on, if that, Julian.
Bare minimum? What do you mean? Lexi could go to school and eat because of the money I gave her.
You call $40 a month an acceptable amount of money to live on? There's no way she was even able to feed herself for 3 meals a day on that. And women need all sorts of products. You really expect her to get all her food and other expenses off a measly $40?
Women and children don't spend money on anything useful if they have it in excess. They need a tight budget to learn the value of money. I just keep her to do the laundry and cleaning at home. Whatever. You have no right to tell me how to run my family. After much consideration, you're fired, Michelle. Never show your face in this office again.
All right then. Fine by me. I've been wanting to quit for a long time.
You really are one stuck-up woman, you know that? I'm sure they'll find you annoying wherever you go next. You're ugly to boot. So, that's even if you're hired again by some miracle.
You really are the scummiest of scumbags.
From my perspective, people like you are scum. Is your life even worth living?
I thought that this would be difficult if you cared at all about Lexi, but you clearly don't. Not even one iota. Then I can be ruthless.
Huh? Ruthless? I told you, you don't have to come in anymore.
I know. So I mean in court.
Court?
I've been documenting all the things you've been doing as evidence for a long time. I wanted to get back at you one day. I've got audio recordings of you berating and insulting your subordinates. Other people who've quit the company have agreed to help, so we're going to press charges.
Are you for real? Press charges. So you're gonna hire a lawyer?
Yes, we're going to drag you through the mud.
Do you even have the money for that? We've been hiring people with no family to rely on, so they couldn't quit easily. You're the same too, right?
So that was what your recruitment process really was. But we've gathered several people together, so we've got the funds to take you on.
It doesn't matter if a few losers pull together with what little they have. We'll hire a great lawyer too. I'm confident we'll win.
There's just one more thing I wanted to tell you about Lexi.
There's more?
Lexi is with CPS right now. That's why I only arrived at the office in the afternoon today. I'm sure they'll be in contact with you soon, so you'd better get ready.
What? So you're not taking care of her?
I couldn't risk you pressing charges and getting myself arrested. I am technically a stranger to her, after all.
Then I'm going to press charges against you for that. I'll tell the police you kidnapped her.
You're not too sharp, are you? It doesn't matter what you do, because you didn't report her as missing when she left in the first place.
I'm busy, you know. I can't make time for such a good-for-nothing teenager.
Whatever. Don't complain to me about your problems. Oh, and another thing. We'll all be demanding your overtime pay from you. Well, I say you, but it's from the company, so maybe it's no use talking to you.
Quit being a pain in my backside. You really are the worst.
You and your father are the worst, Julian. Just admit you're at fault here.
I haven't done anything wrong. I will never admit it. Hey, Michelle. We're behind on our projects because you quit. You're causing the other employees a lot of trouble. Come into the office right now and apologize. Then you need to help out immediately.
Are you insane?
Just hurry up and come.
You say it's causing trouble for other people. But really, it's you that this is a problem for, isn't it? Quite a few other people have handed in their notice now.
So it was you that told the others to quit?
No, I just told them I got fired. Of course, I'd at least let them know that.
So much is going on now because of you. CPS is calling, I have to speak to the lawyer, and now the labor union want to have a meeting. A load of clients are pestering me to get back to them ASAP as well. I'm overwhelmed here.
But that's not my fault, is it? This is the result of your own actions, Julian. You and your father can do this. I believe in you.
My father barely comes into the office. He's pushing most of the responsibilities onto me these days.
That's not my problem anymore. Not since I got fired.
Don't you feel that you owe us after we took you on? If it goes on like this, worst case scenario, we'll go under.
You only had a small number of employees, so one person quitting had a big impact. I think it's the fault of the company for operating as if overtime was the norm.
It's normal for employees to work hard, right?
Of course, I'll do the work that I'm paid to do. I feel grateful for having been hired too. But how could you expect me to feel motivated to work somewhere that doesn't pay for overtime and regularly makes us work on days off?
We were going to pay you back when we made a profit.
Enough with the empty promises. Just give us the overtime pay and stop with the berating and forcing people to work. You told me that there's no overtime at my job interview, didn't you?
Things have changed.
I asked some people who were hired before me. They told me that it's always been like this. We work for a living. We don't live to work. Just because you were paying us a salary, does that mean we had to sacrifice all our spare time to the company too?
Don't you want to grow the company together?
Not one bit. Have I ever expressed an interest in something like that? Why would I have to work as a volunteer?
Fine, I get it. If you come back to us, I'll double your previous salary. That's what you want, right? You just want more money for your work, don't you?
No, you don't get it. I don't want to work for you anymore.
Please, we'll really be in trouble if it goes on like this. You realize how much work there still was when you left, right? I can't meet all the deadlines on my own. Getting contractors in takes a lot of time too.
Like I said, not my problem.
Come on, I'm begging you.
Does the fact that you're begging obligate me to do anything for you? And what about Lexi? Are you going to talk to CPS yet?
Of course not. I've got my plate full here. I'd rather she was taken in for foster care.
Me too. So, that's one thing we can agree on. But such a sweet and kind girl like Lexi is rare. I was with her for only a few days, but she did all the cleaning and cooking around the house. She really is an amazing girl.
Look, I don't have time for Lexi right now. If you would just come back and work for us, we can pull through this. Your professionalism is on the line here. This will be such a great opportunity for you to gain experience and boost your career.
I don't need a career boost. But you might be needing one soon, Julian.
Enough with your smart talk. Just come to the office. I'm asking you nicely.
You're still trying to order me about. You're not my boss anymore. Since you fired me, we've been strangers.
We're really struggling here.
Everybody working for you was destroying their health from being overworked. I'd call that struggling. You can work without sleep. I'm sure you'll be just fine, Julian. After all, I finished so many projects by myself.
No, I really can't. Michelle, I implore you. I'm sorry for what I did. Please help me.
All right then.
Really? Did I finally get through to you?
Julian, don't be a quitter. You just need a bit of determination. Hi, Michelle. You started your new job today, right? Hope it went well. Thanks for remembering, Lexi. Thanks. I had a good first day. I feel motivated to work hard here. I got a new part-time job, too. From next week, I'll start earning as much as I can. By the way, I'm sorry about my father and grandfather. My family really are the worst. You don't need to apologize about them, Lexi. In the end, it was decided they'd have to pay us what they owed for overtime and compensation for the mistreatment. How's your life in foster care, Lexi? Is there anything that's bothering you? I can relax a lot more than my old home at this shelter. I can work to earn my own money, and they feed me. It's like a dream for me. Well, that's great. Michelle, thank you so much. I really lost all hope when I was sleeping at that park. I thought about how cruel life had been to me. I wondered, why me? But I'm so happy that you showed me that my life didn't have to be just suffering after that. The life you have now is thanks to your own hard work, Lexi. But all I did was run away. But you did face your problems in the end. You were the one who made the decisions about your own life. Well done. I'm proud of you. I've never been complimented before. It feels so good. Just thank you so very much, Michelle. So, what happened with your dad after that? Well, I've had no contact from him since then. He's prioritizing other things than me, as always. Right. But this is actually better for me. I'm free to do what I like. Life won't all be roses from now on, but I'm going to learn all sorts so I can support myself in the future. Yeah, that's a good idea. But if you ever are in trouble, you can talk to me, Lexi. Scratch that. You don't need a reason. You can talk to me whenever. Oh, are you sure I can keep bothering you like that? It'd be a shame after we got to know each other so well. I want to know what goes on in your life and be like your new aunt. My aunt? But, Michelle, you're still in your 20s. You're hardly old enough. But I must look pretty old to a high schooler, no? I guess. Sorry, I didn't mean that. The fact that you apologized hurt me the most. But it's true that I want to keep seeing you and be a part of your life. Just don't forget that you're not alone, Lexi. Michelle. Yes? Thank you for saving me. I want to grow up to be a woman just like you. After that, Julian's company missed lots of deadlines before they got a chance to hire people. They lost the trust of their clients. Because of the court case we started against them, they had to pay compensation and owed overtime. So they had to liquidate all their assets. I don't know whether they'll get all their money they need from the liquidation, but I'm just happy because the courts have ruled that we were right in pressing charges. I heard from an ex-co-worker who went elsewhere that Julian's company got a bad reputation within the industry due to recent events. So, my ex-coworker reckons they won't be able to make a profit for a few years, even if they manage to rebuild. Lexi is enjoying life at the children's shelter. She's at the age where high school life with her friends is fun. I meet her once a month, but she's so cheery and smiley that it's like she's a whole new person. She's working and studying hard for her future. She's got her head screwed on right for someone so young. I'd like to keep supporting her so that her spirit never gets broken again. I was happy when Lexi said she wants to be like me one day. So, I want to continue to try to set a good example for her.